A note on All Quiet on the Western Front with a background of a crying little dog, befitting in a way. One of the best films ever made, a rare case where the novel, the inspiration, the original material is among the best 100 books ever written, and the adaptation for the big screen has risen to a similar level, being one of the best. 1930, winner of 2 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. Impressive, powerful message. Helpful in these days when we might think we have such a terrible calamity on our hands. And it is a serious crisis, but if we look at World War One, which is depicted, so to say, in this movie, and World War Two, then we would put things into perspective and realize that we must not complain so much about being locked in the house or here in this garden. It is an a war movie, but the most important, one of the most important in the fact that it was among the first to raise not just concerns, to highlight, to expose the fact that war is barbaric, and nationalists, those who in the movie are for fighting, for facing the enemy, pay back the insult, are wrong. Indeed, there are memorable scenes throughout the movie, being such a masterpiece. The whole film is a collection of remarkable moments. But in one, they discuss among themselves about the war and why is it happening. They say when somebody insults somebody else, well, I'm not insulted. People, and it doesn't work. I mean, it's you come to the conclusion that, especially in the case of World War One, when different empires were clashing against each other for mean interests, so to say. World War Two is a different story because you had the Hitler, the evil, which needed to be extirpated, to be eliminated. But in World War One, it was such a tragedy, and we see loss everywhere. We see in another moment this patient that's young, because they're almost all young, and getting younger. When the young ones die, they're getting to teenagers, and then they move on to children who fight in African wars, even in the present. So this young man, has lost his leg, and he's feeling the infamous itch. One of the visitors is saying, "What do you mean your leg has?" And he stops, and they realize he doesn't know. Another powerful passage is the one when one of those who fought in the war is coming to school, to the teacher who talked about patriotism, fighting patriotism, which is fine, even in this present, nationalists like the idiot Trump, Salvini, and many in other places raise this flag and talk about foreigners, aliens, the other as being the enemy. And that's what happened in the past, in these wars. So he's coming back from the war where many of the colleagues, all of the colleagues, have died, and he's when the teacher is trying to present him as, look, this is the brave one who fought, and he will tell you, other young people, pupils, students, that you need to go and fight for the country. And he's saying, look, try not to be killed. And he's clearly disabused and disgusted and horrified by the war. And the others shout, oh, coward, you're a coward, what's this? And they're so appalled until, of course, they will reach the front lines and they will understand. An immensely powerful, memorable, magnum opus